See the sunset from my hotel. I am right outside of Joshua Tree at the foothills of, look at that. Take a look at that sunset real quick. Pretty nice view right out of your hotel parking lot. Going. Not gone yet. Almost. Yeah, there's a beautiful drive out here too. Like once I got about 40 or 50 miles past the state line, it was just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. 29 Palm, coming into 29 Palm. Definitely some interesting sights along the way. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say that there are some, how might we call them, UFO enthusiasts in the area, to say the least. Yeah, and then I think I saw the Breaking Bad RV just literally on the side of the road with no wheels. Yeah, definitely interesting, but also just beautiful, beautiful part of the country. Yep, I think I think the sun is technically gone down. We're seeing like the very top of it. I'm gonna just take one last gander of that. I don't want to, let me see, zoom in. Yeah, that might be zooming in too. I don't know. Look at that. Alright, well, I'll talk to y'all again soon. Alright, everyone. About to go get something to eat. I just checked in I got all checked in. And about to go find a spot to get something to eat. Come back to the room, get on the computer, get on my Apple Mac, and see what's been going on. Obviously, I've been pretty offline today, being at the Grand Canyon this morning and then traveling to Joshua Tree all day. I was able to get some stuff uploaded, but really haven't been able to check in with folks and whatnot. So apologies if I've been kind of radio silent. Obviously in the Grand Canyon, it's pretty tough not to be radio silent. And then driving between the Grand Canyon and Joshua Tree isn't exactly the most developed and population dense environment, so not a lot of network availability out there, plus the fact that I need to supervise while FSD is going. So yeah, I'm gonna go get something to eat, and then after I do that and I get back to the room, I may do one last download for the day, how FSD did, how the Grand Canyon was, which was awesome. But yeah, so I will see y'all in a little bit. Bye. All right, everybody, just got back from dinner, taking a little walk outside of my hotel, just to help digest my meal. But yeah, had a great day. Grand Canyon was amazing. Man, it was just phenomenal. One of the best experiences of my life, just seeing that immense amount of beauty. So yeah, I got that in there. Now I'm in Joshua Tree. So anyway, yeah, getting to FSD. FSD was great today. I had to check the stats when I get in the room, but I want to say I covered somewhere between 3 to 350 miles again today. And I had one disengagement, and it was red hands again. So I got the automatic red hand. I've had 3 disengagements now on this trip. All 3 of them have been automatic red hands. Today's was a bit different, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and label it as a critical intervention or critical disengagement, or however you want to look at it. Here's why. So what happened is I was on Interstate 40, had just crossed the California state line, and it was in Essex, California, so E-S-S-E-X, I mean Essex. And so what the deal was is on the interstate, there's so much construction on that interstate that they've essentially changed the direction. I'll need to look at the stats, the FSD autopilot stats on my app to see exactly how long it was. The construction is so heavy that they've redirected a section of the highway that Google Maps and navigation has no idea about. Tesla FSD, or the Tesla navigation, thinks that you're literally driving in the median. So they've redirected the highway temporarily, but to Tesla navigation, they think you've gone off the highway and you're driving in the middle median. And if I was Tesla Nav and didn't know that they had so much road construction, I'd say the same thing. I'd say get the hell out of the median. But the reality is, in the real world, it's not a median. It's a temporary quarter mile or stretch of the highway that they've had to redirect. And as soon as I got on that, as soon as I got on that little section, it threw the red hands up at me and I had to manually drive. Now, like I said, I don't think it was very long. I'll check the stats. It may not even been a quarter mile. It was, because you could only go like 45 miles an hour in that area anyway. So I probably didn't cover that much, but it was definitely a disengagement, an intervention. And I'm gonna say it's critical, and here's why. Even though it wasn't something I had to do, like I didn't have to engage the disengagement. I don't even know if that makes sense. But I didn't have to do it. Is if I had not manually taken over after the red hands came up, I would have been in an accident, because you know how Interstate 40 is along that stretch. It's semis all the way. So I was behind a semi and in front of a semi. So when those red hands came up, if we would have just stopped right there, yeah, that would have been a wreck. So I'm going to label that as a critical, quote unquote, critical intervention or critical disengagement, however you want to put it. Because the other 2 red hands that I got in those very, very remote areas of New Mexico, had I done nothing, the car would have just stopped. This is what it looked like. So it's like, I don't consider those quote unquote critical interventions, because even if the car would have stopped, I was the only car around for, a couple of miles. So somebody would have had to go out of their way and get word on the radio that, hey, you need to go out there and make his disengagement critical. Obviously, I'm being tongue-in-cheek here. But the one today, when those red hands went off, had I not reached up and taken over, yeah, I was in between. Like I said, I had a semi about 100 feet in front of me and a semi about 100 feet behind me. And we were on a 1-lane enclosed temporary part of the highway. So there was no place for me to stop. So like the FSD could not have stopped the car and pulled over. It was one of those places where it's 1 lane and there's no shoulder. It's road construction. So, and I know, it has nothing to do with the neural net, and it has everything to do with navigation and knowing where road construction is. But even with it being temporary, you gotta know that stuff. Somebody with 2 eyeballs who's got a driver's license is gonna see that, hey, there's road construction here and they've changed it up. And yeah, I didn't know about it before I got here, but I see it with my eyeballs now, and I know what I need to do. And FSD couldn't do that today. It gave me the red hands. So I'm gonna call that a critical intervention. So I've had my first critical intervention on this long drive. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's just been fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. I mean, what today proved to me is we still need to be in the driver's seat. Like, had I not been in the driver's seat supervising when those red hands came up, I mean, it was critical. Unless you think being in front of a semi going 45 miles an hour with no shoulder isn't. Give it a try. Tell me what you think. But yeah, I mean, those are things that they're going to get fixed. They're going to get the navigational stuff fixed. So yeah, I feel really, really good about this drive and what it's been able to do for me. I mean, look, the other thing is I've done 3 pretty major hikes in the last 3 days, back to back to back, at the age of 55. And I think a big part of that is because of Tesla FSD. Because when I get to someplace, I'm just completely relaxed, and, you know, full of energy. Nothing's been sucked out of me like it would be if I had to manually drive for 2,000 miles. Hope everybody has a great evening, and I'll talk to y'all again tomorrow. Bye-bye.